What's up, Popverse? Veronica Valencia here, and I am with the original angsty boy, Prince Zukko himself, Dante Basco. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
No, I'm having a great time out here. We're at Supercon in Miami, so it's a good summer.
How's the heat treating you?
It's warm out there. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm a firebender, so I can handle it. I can handle it.
I was gonna say, you're really used to it.
Yeah.
Speaking of firebending, you've been a part of the Avatar universe for so long now, and you have been given the chance to kind of go back and re-experience it through the podcast Braving the Elements. How has that experience been for you so far?
It's been amazing. My co-host and myself, Janet Varney, voice of Korra, we've been having a great time going back, checking out every episode individually and really deep diving into every episode with so many cool guests, all the cast members, and the creators, Mike and Brian, and the animators and the music and fans coming in. It's been a very unique experience. I've never done anything like this in my career. A lot of actors, a lot of us don't even really watch our older stuff, just kind of on to the next thing. But to go back to something that really changed my life in a lot of ways. And I started over 15 years ago, which is crazy to go back, to look at something and really go back, not just as the actor that did it, but as a fan like everyone else, and really look at the episodes and enjoy them and talk about them and talk about the themes and pick out little things like what did that mean, and get to ask the people that drew it and wrote it and created it about their perspectives on these particular moments. It's been really like something I've never done before. It's been great.
And speaking about deep diving and being joined by all these guests and with the creators, and it being that you made this a while ago, you're watching it now at a different point in time, and are you starting to get different perspectives of characters that maybe you never recognized before? You're maybe having different opinions on decisions that were made?
Of course, I've definitely questioned, like I'm saying, at this point we're all fans of the show and we can look at it in that way and of course be excited by some of the things that happen, especially for Zukko, disappointed in some of the things Zukko does, even though we know he's going to come around in the end. In the moment, you're just like, what are you doing? Yeah. And it's just been great. It's almost phenomenal that it kind of came back during the pandemic and hit a new audience. The old audience came back and revisited. New audience came and experienced for the first time. And then also just how poignant this project is in the times we're living in now. It's really kind of just makes you look at the world and where we're at, and like Mike and Brian, like you guys are like prophets. Like, what's going on? How did you create this so many years ago?
Avatar dads ahead of their time.
Of course.
Now, outside of the Avatar universe, you had a directorial debut recently with your film Fabulous Filipino Brothers. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah. Well, for the last decade, on top of all the stuff I've been doing on camera and on microphone, throughout my career, I've also been producing Asian American film for the last decade, and then I got to direct my first film, The Fabulous Filipino Brothers, which is on Hulu right now, and I'm very proud of it. My first time directing, hopefully not my last, but really telling a personal story about my community and about my family, and it's been really great. It premiered at South by Southwest last year, and then we got great reviews in the Variety and New York Times and LA Times, and cracked the top 3 on Netflix in Asia. It's very, it's just a fascinating thing as an actor. Look, I started as a b-boy, as a breakdancer, got into acting, as a dancer to actor, poet, writer, wrote films and plays, and then got to produce and then direct. And I'm just one of those lifers here in Hollywood that I'm fortunate to get to experience the whole kind of array of what Hollywood has to offer on the creative side.
Mm-hmm. And so you've been acting for quite some time now, but what was it like with this film to just be you?
It was really wonderful to kind of throw some of our stories in the hat of like all the stories that get thrown out in Hollywood every year. So it was really exciting to represent my community, being Filipino American, and tell one of our stories. And the love has been, so much love has come back to me. So I'm so fortunate.
So it's firebender, director, and poetry master?
Yeah, I guess so. I just try to tell my story.
Is there any other projects that you're working on, or projects that you want to work on, that you can continue this journey, continue telling your story?
Yes, of course. There's a few things I'm attached to direct coming up, and there's a bunch of stuff I've done in front of the camera that'll be out soon. And there's a one-man show I'm working on right now, so hopefully I'll be able to travel with that in the upcoming year and tell my story in the one-man show capacity. There's other things, my book's out there, From Rufio to Zukko. So I don't know, like there's more stories to tell for sure.
That's amazing, and I know I do, and I'm sure all your fans are going to look forward to seeing more stories, reliving previous stories, and I just want to say thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you as well, and we'll see you all next time.